Good evening, November Foxtrot. Welcome to the show. We're joined this evening by Tony, the admin guy, Whitmarsh, from, I say from RIFT. Basically, Tony is RIFT. Tony's as RIFT as you can be. So we're going to be throwing all sorts of questions at Tony this evening. But Tony, first off, how are you?
Yes.
Good. Andy, how are you?
So old. I'm old. So yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very well, and I hope you guys are as well.
Yeah,
and everyone's all right. But yeah, living the dream.
How's Blackstone getting on? Because obviously it's been a while. I know we were immediately jumping into it, but it's been a while since we sort of caught up with you on that. I know obviously Andy's been up there fairly regularly.
As anyone knows that's regularly, been there and played it, we're always adding more and evolving it. The last couple of weeks, I've been dedicating a lot of time with my son-in-law to be Devs. Again, he marshals there as well. So anyone knows that Dan, that's Devs. And we've been creating the video briefing, which it just simplifies things from a certain point of view, makes things a bit more streamlined. But as much as everyone knows I do like a chat, I must admit I really found it hard looking just into a camera and getting it right every time. So there's a blooper reel of things where I made a lot of mistakes. Quite funny at times, and other times I got really annoyed. So we did a lot of work on that, and it's basically the start. But we're going to redo it again. We had some people like acting different things like blind firing and knife killing and that, which raises a bit of a chuckle. It shows people in real terms, if you like, what you can and can't do. So we're going to elaborate more on that and make it basically make it better. The site itself is playing really well. Andy, as everyone knows, definitely has his hands on new ideas there. Thank you, Andy. And helps add more to it. So we've got the upstairs floor to be painted. There's more props to be put in, more doors, more door frames, and just other walls to move around and just bits. We've had some other props delivered as well, which are in place. So we're just adding to it. The numbers have been down a little bit over the Easter break. We've got a night game running right now there, which is the lowest number night game we've had. So I do hope that bounces back. But again, we listen to feedback. So if people don't book into a night game because there's something they don't like, let us know and we'll make it right so you do like it.
I don't like the dark.
Yeah. We've had the night game. So no, not we have to listen. So some people have said it's too dark and other people said it's not dark enough. We try to get that kind of balance between the two. So if you've got night vision, you can use it in certain areas. And of course, if you haven't, you can still play and see where you're going. So, but I think what we're going to do in the future for Blackstone evening games is we're going to advertise lights on games. So it's basically like a daytime skirmish with 70% of the lights on, so you can see and then we do what we call a blackout night for the hardcore people. So it is literally nods and torches and strobes, and for the real hardcore scary people that want to get out there and sort of just vanish. So I think if we advertise it right, then people will know whether they want to book in, and then obviously they'll be happy when they get there because it'll be the right thing.
Just no lights at all. Save the electricity bill, mate.
Don't. I'll tell you what. Oh my God, that electric bill. Andy, you sent me a link, didn't you, for solar panels? That is needed. Unfortunately, again, everyone goes on about the cost of living. Well, business is no different. I mean, we're suffering now with big bills, obviously, and the business rates that have changed. So we're holding our breath because very soon we'll be getting a new bit of information from the council, which of course it's going up. And as you know, business rates is just money thrown into the distant wind. So we're a bit nervous there, but hopefully people just carry on supporting what we're doing there, and we will always, as everyone knows, we'll always work really hard to try and deliver the best game site we can, and just keep adding to it and making it better and better. So
nice.
That's Blackstone. There you go.
Yeah. Well, we're joined by our virtual studio audience. We've got Kenny, Mark, Pegasus, Phil Dunn, Drew, Stuart Knight, and Jack. So if anyone has any questions, then please feel free to phone them in the chat. Put a little queue in the beginning, and we can just keep track of those. I need to come up with a little bit of an apology.
No, not a little bit, a massive one, because you've caused everyone ball ache now.
Grief. So we were due to release tonight our Milsim index calculator thing. It turns out that if you put the wrong password into Hotmail enough times, it blocks you for 24 hours. So I can't get into Hotmail, which is annoying because I don't even need to get into Hotmail. I need to get into Dropbox. But I forgot the Dropbox password, which allows us to put the document on the website. So it'll be next week. Basically, assuming that I can get all the emails and that sorted out, it'll be coming out next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll talk about that next week. Thank you, guys.
And
Sterling John on my part.
Lance is not with us, obviously. He's not feeling very well this evening after doing night work out in the rain without his waterproofs. Badmin. Badmin on Lance's point of view. So have a warm bath, Lance. Sit there and watch us in your bath. Yeah. He will. He'll have us there. Yeah.
Just moving on. Drew suggests you can have a blackout scare night with zombies.
Yep, that's already on the card. So we're thinking of doing a Fright Night Friday, where it is literally just zombies, pretty much pitch black, but it'll be more of a scripted, not scripted, how can I say? It'll be more of a themed event where, there's rather than just a skirmish where you go anywhere, we'll be asking them to do certain things at certain times. And, of course, they've got to dodge around the zombies and, So, we've already planning. We've done quite a few zombie games over the years. And I think you just mentioned Stuart Knight. He was there in one of our very first ones. And they were just brilliant. That was at ComSite 3. We did one. We've done a couple there, plus Redcon. I think, Andy, you was at one, weren't you? We did the zombie one there.
Yeah, I've done 3 now. Yeah,
we've done some great, but we haven't done one at Blackstone yet. And Blackstone is crying out for a zombie game.
Yeah, definitely.
Massively. But yeah, so 100%, definitely. Yeah.
I reckon the zombie could be 28 days later zombies where they just run and scream the whole time.
You could even run it as like a non-airsoft event almost, couldn't you? Because you could, like these walkthrough events that you do where you've just got like a haunted house type thing.
Zombies, though. They do. I
know they do. I'm just thinking you could massively open it up for like Halloween. Just everybody can come have a look.
I mean, I certainly never want to tread on toes because that's not a good business thing at all. But there is a local company in Huntingdon that once a year, I think for 2 weeks only, they set up. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's like a big Fright Night.
A really big. Yeah, they're brilliant. Apparently, they are absolutely fantastic what they do. Of course, there's no shooting involved, but they got a lot of actors and people that jump out and grab and.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if we was to do something similar to, but we don't want to, as I say, tread on toes. That's their thing. So if we could do something, but again, they've got, I think they use like a mansion or something. They've got something big going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone that's listening in knows about it, but apparently it's absolutely fantastic. So
it's an old stately home. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. So, but of course, Huntingdon, because we've got, we can run as many events there. We can do it anytime. So we're kind of missing a trick really, but again, as Andy knows, and some people say, Tony, you're a perfectionist. Well, I'm not, but I don't feel Huntingdon is
bloody well are.
No. I just feel that I just want to put more in it first, and then we're 96% finished. I just want more in there before we start just opening it up and doing more things. I want to get them floors painted upstairs, definitely, because I think that will change. The downstairs flooring went from a warehouse grey floor to lots of different colours, and it just completely changed the look of the site. So if we can get that upstairs as well, and then add more, I've got loads of photo sort of picture frames and more props and furniture and bits. I don't want to turn it into an obstacle course because obviously people will need to still run around it, but there's some of the upstairs rooms are still empty. not they haven't got the character. That's the thing, So, but again, it's not just time; it's money as well. We're just trying to make sure we're treading carefully, paying the bills, keeping it ticking along, really. So, anyone that knows, I mean, you guys, Andy in particular, knows that behind the scenes, wow, it is a lot that people just rock up there and they go, hi guys, and get their gear out and run around, shoot it and go. They don't really see what's gone into that to make it like that, and I think that's why everyone says it's just so unique, so we're really proud of it,
I still think it's the only place in the world, and that's I'm gonna stick to that. I have trawled to try and find somewhere that's even close to what Blackstone's ended up being.
Yeah,
and I genuinely can't find it.
Or even
we are world leaders, Tony. You are a world leader in CQD.
Well, even just tonight, there's a chap called Alex, and he does all the special effects for us. He does the cameras inside. We've just had some extra cameras fitted as well, and there's more to go in. And even as late as this evening, where Steve was ringing me saying, Dad, the lights aren't working properly, and it was Alex was just getting the final touches in. So things are always evolving, and he's adding more to it. He's added a new level of features on the front screen, so you can touch video brief, you can do a standby mode, chronograph. It's just loads of stuff that's going on with a little Twitch feed as well. So again, if you're watching, Alex, thank you. Communicate more because it stresses me out. but thank you. So again, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and again, really proud of it. Really proud of it.
Yeah.
So
I have a question that I'm sure a lot of the people that will either listen back to this or listening live at the moment will want to know is, what is the update, or can you give us any update on ComSite 3?
Well, RIFT Airsoft, we've never stopped paying rent on the land, so it is still a RIFT Airsoft site.
Mm-hmm.
My tenancy agreement is in place, but unfortunately, High Speed Rail have fallen behind on their tunnel digging. They ran out of shovels over that. A couple of blokes broke a shovel. We had a lot of bad weather, didn't we? A year or so back, where it was just constantly raining. And I spoke with one of the chaps. I won't name names, but I spoke to one of the very high up chaps just before Christmas, and he said to me, "Look, Tony, you're looking at end of 2026 before you'll be getting back on there," and that's best guess, really. So, unfortunately, we've had people go up there and vandalise. It makes me incredibly sad because, I mean, anyone knows we were there for 10 years and they know that it was an airsoft site. Well, it still is. I'm not a millionaire. We just go up there and have fun. We've changed the site from being semi-derelict to not so semi-derelict. We turned it into something wonderful. Lots of people were supporting it, fully booking it every 2 weeks. And then you get other people turn up there and just want to smash it up. Sad, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'd love to meet these people, not to do anything violent. I'd like to meet them and ask them why. No, I just don't know what goes in their head, why anyone would want to go to somewhere that they know is being used or was being used, and we only did good things there.
Mm-hmm.
And then take spray cans up there, because nobody walks around with spray cans in their pocket by chance. Oh, where's me wallet and me spray can? You need to be picking up a spray can with the intent of so they've gone up there with spray cans and like graffitied and of course smashed things up, and it makes me really, really sad, because I just think, but you know what, we'll just rebuild it. We'll do what we do. Well, you will, Andy. You will rebuild it.
I was going to say, is that the royal way? You'll be sitting on your little tub.
I'll have my clipboard. Andy, can you do that? Yeah. But no, let's be honest about it. So when we get back on the land, Chipping Warden, we'll be up there weeks before, do a full risk assessment on what's there, a plan, and we'll make it even better than it was before. That's what we'll do. We won't open it until it is absolutely awesome. And then there you go.
I want a proper trench system in there.
You what? Sorry,
I want a proper trench system.
Wow. See how we go.
Like
We've actually acquired. So we lost the grassland to HS2, which was a very popular area. But just before we closed, I managed to grab a parcel of land from the landowner round by what we used to call Pothead Corner. It used to be a dog leg in the fence, like a dog leg. Yeah. But now I've squared that off. So we've got a mini grassland. So when we get back there, yes, you can have your trench system in the mini grassland. And it's a good area because it's a runoff to the stream.
I was going to say, that's where the stream is.
The stream's further down, yeah. So that mini grassland shouldn't turn into, because I don't know if you remember, the grassland used to be like the Somme when it rained. Literally, it was like thick mud, and it was still great fun out there. People sliding around everywhere, but it didn't drain that well. So hopefully this area.
If you need any help on that front, Tony, I happen to be a drainage engineer, so I can,
yes, I do believe I'm aware of such facts.
Yeah.
Little plug.
I mean, in all honesty,
you know what? We accept free drainage advice. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man, I'll help. That's fine. No,
I was going to say, ComSite 3. It's not forgotten. It's in my mind often. It makes me feel incredibly sad that people have damaged it. And it makes me worried for, I just worry about the future of human, us, I don't know how to put it, but the people we share this planet with. It's why would you do that? But,
it's not even a big village.
It's not a big village.
You've got a drive to go there.
I was going to say, to get onto the land, you can't go the way we used to go because high-speed rail are all over it with their security. So to get in there to vandalise it, you've got to literally go all the way round to the Welsh Road, climb over the fence there, and then walk literally 250 metres across a field. I mean, you've really got to make the effort to get on that land. Hence, we're not there. Just to vandalise it. But there you go.
I'm going to say something now which will probably make a lot of viewers laugh, but I love a good trench system, right? And this isn't because of any particular war or anything like that. We're not going down that route. But I'm yet to see like a proper good. You go to some of the museums and that in France where they've got like the proper bag work memorials and things like that kind of represent what trenches and that used to be. Airsoft sites don't do that. Airsoft sites generally they'll just dig a trench and that's it for the most part. And you just need a little bit of drainage in the bottom to just keep it relatively dry. A little bit of stone, something like that, and you can have some proper nice trench systems.
Have a little Google search for No Man's. What's the name of the site?
No Man's Land. They've got some good stuff up there.
No Man's Land. Yeah. That looks amazing. The trench system they built. It's quite big. I've never been there. It's miles away. From us,
it's really far.
Need something a bit south.
Local. What he's hinting at is you need a trench system this side of the border, basically. This side of Watford Gap. We need.
Yeah, but they've got a good. I've seen the photos there. It looks very kind of traditional, proper trench dugout system. Looks great. So that's one. But again, not down this way. And unfortunately, the parcel of land I've acquired, I think it's an acre square or just over. So you might get a little zigzag in it.
We can make that work. Get me in a little JCB digger.
I like the way I like the way you said. Like we've only got an acre. I'm just going to refer back to the small warehouse that we built a village in. I'm just saying. We can fit things into small areas.
Yes. Yeah. Again, we're so lucky. Again, the layout of how it turned out. I mean, obviously, it wasn't just luck. We didn't just throw bits of sticks in the air and see how they landed, and that we clearly planned it. But we're so fortunate that everyone that plays it, well, I'm sure everyone I've spoken to, people that don't like it, but everyone I've spoken to said it plays so well in there. Blackstone is really good. It flows, it plays. It's different each game, and with the sound effects we've got. But again, like any game, if you're not doing team deathmatch, you have to have places for people to spawn, and those spawns have to also be clear of enemy fire. So it doesn't matter how you plan it or map it out, you're always going to have areas that are kind of in the way. You know, you want to be able to play the whole site, but you can't because there's areas for respawns, and it's difficult to always get the balance. And you know, and that's why team deathmatch is brilliant, because nobody has a spawn. But then it's game over so quick and it's boring, and everyone goes, "Oh, team deathmatch! Oh, that's a cop out." But at least you can play every corner of the site with the team deathmatch, you know. But we don't do team deathmatch for that reason.
We've had that problem when we've played at comms. Like one team's pushed all the way up to the spawn. And
we have to push them back.
You've got the problem of either you haven't got enough room, or you've got too much room, and you can go all the way around the outside and then go, right, we're at their spawn.
And at Redcon, people actually get lost and end up behind the enemy spawn area, or down they're in a woodland going through, and then they go, "Oi, this is our respawn on the other side." You go, "Oh, I haven't got a clue where I am."
At least we've had no one walk out into the road yet.
Not yet, no. No, it's but again, Redcon, that's an amazing. We're there this weekend. I do believe, Andy, you might even pop down and say hello.
I might do, yeah.
So we're doing a massive build at Redcon this weekend. Looking forward to that. Again, I've just been up and picked a load of materials up today. So we'll get started on that early Saturday.
Ready for Shift Your Rifts.
Shift Your Rifts.
I'm sure millions of people are excited about.
I'm nervous already. I am.
It booked up fast, didn't it?
It booked up in just under 2 weeks. Yeah. There was a little bit. I had a little bit of an upsetting message. Somebody was saying that there's a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group saying that Tony's overbooking it and Tony's going for bigger numbers, and that's not true at all.
Exactly
anyone that knows me, I quality over quantity every time. Overbooking a site is dangerous. You can't have too many people because it's dangerous. You know, you've got to have the right number of staff to meet the right number of people. I mean, I've just spent extra money this year on a paramedic. He's got a lovely BMW all lit up, with all the stuff. So again, we're putting money behind the scenes to make sure that everyone is safe, more security, more staff. But no, I'm not overbooking the site. So if anyone's thinking that I'm doing that, that's incorrect. It's not true. Not overbooking it.
Didn't you open it up for Didn't you open it up for the same amount last year?
Yes, and we always get dropouts. So there's a lot of it. So I've just gone through the list just recently, and there's a lot of duplicate names because my booking system couldn't keep up with the volume of bookings coming in. So people weren't getting their confirmation emails quick enough. So they'd book in again. So the truth of it is, we've got it is showing fully booked. I do need to trim it out, and I've got a waiting list. So people next in line will be getting an email or a message from me saying, "Hi guys, yes, we have got space. If there is space," and then obviously nearer the time, I'm going to send an email like I did last year saying, "Hi, thank you for booking in. It's now only 1 week away to the event. If you can no longer make it, please cancel your booking," because as every year, we don't ask for a deposit up front or anything like that. No. And anyone again that knows me, I hate taking people's money up front. I don't like doing it at Blackstone CQB, but I have to because we've got very limited numbers there. That's the only reason why we do prepay at Blackstone. Whereas at Redcon 2, it's just rock up on the day, get your wallet out and throw loads of money up in the air, and we'll try and catch it. So,
which you fail at because you're only.
Yeah, I'm not very tall.
Steve gets there before you do.
Yeah, but no, the truth of it is, every year it's got bigger. And when I say it's got bigger, I mean the traders and the people visiting as well. Now, our player numbers did increase slightly from our first one, but of course, nobody really knew what we were doing on the first one. So, of course, we got numbers. But last year was just right. And that's what we're looking to get the same, roughly the same. But, of course, the traders now, this is a list that my lovely wife, Hazel, has done with all the list of people on there. So we've got a lot of awesome people supporting the event. These are official traders, and people like yourself as well. You're going to have a little display.
Yes.
So yeah, and then we've got I think she's done another list as well. She keeps giving me bits of paper. She thinks I can read.
Hazel on her lists.
Yeah, she loves this. Yeah, but again, we've got the armored vehicles coming down again. They're always lovely. I love hearing the roar of them engines rolling around. Pistol shotgun. I'm actually looking to get some new revolvers for the dual because got some more ideas with the dual. People love that, and do you know what? There's nothing that makes me smile more than watching people literally laughing and giggling, because that's what it's about. It's supposed to be fun, and it is fun. So, that's something that I always take pride in when I see that. I think, yeah, great. People having a good time.
You're lovely.
He's just Andy knows in the other room watching it.
Hate your lists.
Look,
hate your lists.
Look, empty. Hazel.
Oh, it's empty, Hazel.
Empty. Yeah, well, nearly.
If I may offer one little bit of criticism about Shifter Rifts, just one little bit, can you try and get the Greek street food guy that does a potentially other festival in August? Like, just honestly, if you got that would be like full on 100% for me. It's just like that last little 1% of just
burgers aren't your thing then, right? Okay.
No, I love the burgers. Don't get me wrong. You guys do an absolute cracking burger.
The burger is.
Yep.
That's how we persuade Lance to come.
Right.
We just go, we'll get you some burgers.
What I'd say is any catering questions, please direct them to Hazel. She's in charge of the.
Yeah. Hazel needs to learn how to do some gyros. Gyros?
Yeah, gyros. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was that little rumor that I'd like to sort of officially squash, that we're trying to. Let's be honest as well. That the site itself is big.
That's massive.
But it isn't unlimited big. And not only that, I need the right people in the right places. So we've got a tournament running. We've got pistols and shotguns running. Oh, sorry, not shotguns. Pistol duels running. We've got oh God, she's written me a list. We've just got loads. We've got also going to be doing through the Hesco maze. We're going to be doing a time trial game there. So there's lots of other little activities going on, as long as more traders and everything else. So what I'm saying is, to overbook the site would be a big mistake. So if anyone's worried about that, don't worry about that. And if you are worried about it, let your place go to somebody else that's in the queue. And then next year you'll think, I should have gone to that, because we're not overbooking it.
No.
And I won't do that. And Andy, you know that. I wouldn't do that.
No.
It would just break it. So there, I've said my piece. Kind of bothered me a bit. I don't know why these people do all this rumours thing. I don't get it. But again, people.
I think it's probably sometimes it's just literally, someone gets the wrong end of the stick on something, and just because there's all these little forums and groups and chats, and it doesn't take much for something just to start spreading and becoming a rumor, and then it just snowballs and becomes something bigger.
Yeah, in the part, being, obviously doing this a long time as I've seen things pop up on Facebook, and I quickly go to feed the troll, and I just stop. I just go, do you know what? Let it go. It doesn't matter, because it's not true.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't matter, And there's only been a couple of times where I've had to stand up and go, look, actually, guys, this isn't, and then other people then go, oh yeah, Tony wouldn't do that, and then everyone just disappears. Then it just stops. But for the most part, look, if anyone knows what we do, they will know that they're in good hands. We want literally safety, honesty, and sportsmanship is everything. Safety is number one. We can't have an overpacked site, and that's why I'm very hard in the briefing as well, and in the rules where I say no recreational drugs, no excessive alcohol use. It's a family friendly, fun event. It's not supposed to be a falling over.
Are you going to do a video briefing for Shift Your Rifts?
Can't really. No.
Get a big outside screen and cut it down to 23 minutes.
Well,
people will be shocked.
Like last year, again, and to cut the briefing down, we've got the rule board, which has got the rules on it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's getting an email with the rules on it before the event, and then when they turn up, they get a goodie bag with a rule sheet in it as well. So those three factors there should reduce the amount I have to speak about. So as long as people read those rules, which I'm sure they will, then I won't need to mention as much in my briefing, and everyone get out, play, and get and enjoy. And like last year as well, if you've heard the briefing on the Saturday, you don't have to come for the briefing on the Sunday. We'll just get everyone together after that brief and then mention any other safety aspects before they go out and take part. And that was a big hit last year. So I had a chat with my insurance company, and it says that as long as they've got the tag on, the wristband says that they've been there the day before, it's checked, so we know they've heard the briefing, then there's no reason for them to hear the same words the next day. But we always need to, and we've got, this year as well, we've got a tannoy system. Lovely. Steve Walker's doing like he's doing like a bit of ambient background music as well, a little bit more festival. Not super loud, we don't want the neighbours ringing up complaining, but it would just be something in the background. But also there's an information area as well, so there's going to be a board with all the times on it, there's menus on it. Well, everyone gets a menu in their goodie bag as well, so they know where to go for food, what's on offer for the food, what time the games are starting, what time the briefing is, all the information there. So fingers crossed, not only will it be a great event, it will be a very informative event. They can choose and see what's going on, so we put a lot of hard work into it. It's not just hence this weekend I'm hoping to build a couple more. I've got 140 sandbags delivered to build some more sort of like entrenchment areas. 140
filled or unfilled?
They are filled.
Great. With that small,
and they cost more. The black plastic sort of like Hessian just rots. That's no good. Within 6 months, Hessian, all the sand's gone everywhere. So I bought the black plastic ones. Now my last order with that company was for 174 sandbags delivered.
And I used them all.
And my previous order before that was 140. I've just ordered another 140 again. So hopefully that'll be enough to build some more. What I want to try and do is get a lot of the uneven ground where there's like a defilade, if you like, and then put sandbags around it. Try and pick areas to encourage people to get behind those areas to shoot. And we'll also pick some other areas. I think Banzai, one of the marshals was saying that there's a really nice area that we can build on. Can we do that on the build day? Yep, absolutely. We'll be checking. There
he is.
Mark, there he is. Banzai's there. Look, hello, Banzai. And it's just identifying, again, listening to the players, listening to the marshals, just listening to people. What do you want and where do you want it? And then we go and build it. So we'll be there this weekend. I think we've got barbecue Saturday night. Oh, sausages. We like a sausage. You like a sausage, don't you, Andy?
Love a sausage. Love a big one in a bun.
So no, that we're doing that, and then again we're checking everything, making sure that all the areas are clean, tidy, safe, secure. We know that anyway because we're there every 2 weeks. But can I just give a big shout out to the Ministry of Defence, because again their support this weekend, allowing us to be there. I know they do benefit. They do use the area for training as well. Obviously, what we build, they use. But again, without the support from the Ministry of Defence, it'll be a lot harder. So big shout to them guys. Not that they're listening, but they are awesome. Yeah, brilliant.
They do really look after you.
They do indeed,
the RIFT as well. So, and they do the food this year because last year their food was terrible.
Oh, okay. The food was what?
Sort it out.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, their curry or whatever they did.
No. They're doing the sausage burgers again. They were lovely. Oh,
lovely.
Yeah. So they'll be there doing the sausage burgers. Yeah, they was really nice. Yeah, the curry. I don't eat curry if I'm being honest. So I'm a sausage and mash man. So and a burger. Do like a burger.
Don't like strange foods.
What?
Just rolling.
No,
it's
Steve,
salad Saturday.
You can pipe down, mister.
just rolling all this back a little bit. So for those that don't know what Shift Your Riffs is, we've obviously given, we've talked a lot about, it's a festival. We've got the airsoft and stuff as well. Talk about the like some of the other little bits, because I don't think that necessarily everyone's quite aware of the full extent, because obviously you've got things like the boot fair, which is a massive aspect that I think gets overlooked on this. So what other things are at Shift Your Riffs?
Well, so yeah, the reason why or how Shift Your Riffs sort of came around was I used to get over the years, again, been doing this a while, where can I sell my guns? Where can I, and I just thought, well, obviously airsoft boot sales did exist, they've been around for years. So I wasn't trying to do anything different there, but I just thought, well, let's make up a funny name. Show obviously we're RIFT Airsoft, RIFTs as in realistic imitation firearm, RIFT. So Shift Your Riffs is sell your guns, basically. That's how the silly word I came up with. But also, when I was chatting back in the day, there was Combat UK, the guys at Stevenage, Ed and the guys there, and other people that we knew were also traders that also had a lot to offer. So not only just the boot sellers, I wanted Shift Your Riffs to be somewhere where we invite the traders in and give them an extra platform, if you like, to show what they do, spread the word who they are and where they're from, and obviously have a great weekend with lots of people there. So it sort of grew that way. So it's not just the boot sale, it's the traders as well. And I thought, well, we've got all this land. So I had a chat with the MOD and said, can we build like a little CQB area, which we call the arena, which is absolutely fantastic. And in fact, we're going to get some more Simo like pallet stack things from the MOD. They've very kindly let us use those, and we're going to make that arena bigger this year. So I need to organise that this weekend. So that should be something extra. But just lots of little mini games going on. So you've got the main airsoft, which again isn't just a cop out. We've got a lot of props. We're doing tactical airsoft out there. You get the medic rule. So in the game area, you've got pretty much 4 hours of airsoft with a lunch in between, if you like, make sense. And it's just rolling all the time. And then we've got the armoured vehicles come in, which again, I've tried desperately hard to, we was going to get a Banzai will correct me if I get it wrong. I think was it a Chieftain tank or no Challenger?
No, it was just...
the Challenger. There's one, the one big one. Yeah. But again, it weighs 6 million tons and it breaks most of the roads it goes on. So I've tried to get helicopters to land there and fly around it twice. I was this close to having the Red Devils parachute in and pick up guns, get all their kit off. We had a little area for them to pick up weapons and come and be like a special forces group. I've tried so hard to get extra bits in, but again, we even had the jetpack guys. The guys you see them on the
yeah.
They actually contacted me, bless them, and we were in chatting, but unfortunately they were taken somewhere else, and I've just not been able to get those guys. It's all gimmicky, if you like, but it just adds a little bit more fun to the event. So, what is Shift Your Riffs?
You still need to get a challenge.
We need to have a chat about a Chinook as well. Let's chat about after the show because I've got a wicked idea for a Chinook at some point.
At some point,
and not as expensive as you think they are.
I mean, we're at an RAF base. I'm sure we can.
I know it must be easy.
It must be well easy to get them.
That's the thing. Over. Nothing seems to be easy. But the truth of it is, the most important thing, and I genuinely, since it's, and I'm going to say this, it sounds a little bit like, but the most important thing is bringing people together and just having a friendly, fun time out. I've not put the price up as well. My prices have gone up massively. Of course they have. Anyone that knows business knows that. Even fuel. Well, actually, fuel's gone down a bit recently. That's quite handy. But what I'm saying is, I just want to give a value for money weekend, and all I ask in return is everyone behave themselves and have a good time. And then you're very welcome. That's pretty much it. So Shift Your Riffs is just about, as I say, about the people. And that's what we said on the video last year. It's about the people. So hopefully everyone does behave themselves.
It's an absolute, it's a cracking event. This is, I'm obviously, to clarify, not in any way paid by RIFT or anything like that to say this. This if you know November Foxtrot, we are completely separate from anything like that. Completely.
I get paid when I'm marshalling and building.
All right, yeah, but this is coming from me. This isn't coming from you. This is coming from me.
Not to blow his whistle right now.
Yeah, but I've attended a number of other events. You've obviously got National Airsoft Festival and things like that. To me, Shift Your Riffs is what the National Airsoft Festival used to be, right? And it's better in my mind. Don't get me wrong. There's a place for both, and people do things differently, and
Yeah,
as you say, Tony, you don't want to step on each other's toes and stuff.
No, we're nowhere near. I've never been there, and it scares me when. Oh, here's Hazel. Look, hang on. Oh, she's just keep coming. You get there, she is.
Yay!
Hey, honey, I don't get a biscuit.
No.
No biscuit.
Do you know what? One time I'm expecting just a biscuit to just come from the side.
Just a biscuit goes like that. No, I mean, again, I hear there's thousands of people. Oh my god, that number would scare me. So kudos to them guys to run an event.
That's what I mean. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's a good event, and I have been. Yeah. I mean, I've been religiously for like maybe 10 or so years, so I can speak from experience, Yeah. But when I first started going to NAF, it had much more of that kind of like proper, like nice chill festival vibe, and like with airsoft, it was exactly that blend of festivals and airsoft. And I feel over the years it's kind of lost that. It's kind of gone down the more festival-y side of things. Whereas this will be my 4th year at Shift Your Rifts now. And I think you've really kind of encapsulated that balance of it's an airsoft festival, if that makes sense. It's an airsoft event. Yeah. You've got like the boot fair stuff. You've got people having fun and just that kind of interaction and stuff like that. And to me, it's an absolutely cracking event.
Well, it's as we say, even on the skirmish days that we do, the standard ones, it's the people really that make the event as well. And I think, and again, just knowing your limits on, and again, I'm not saying that any other place gets it wrong, but I'm just saying I know the limits of Redcon 2. We stick within them limits. We've actually added, as I say, got more staff, more things to make it even better for people, more facilities as well. Bits and pieces were added on, and just listening, and say, to feedback from last year, which I must admit, we're very lucky last year. We got really good feedback. I mean, in fact, I don't really think I heard any negatives, but that's scary because that puts the pressure on this year because we've got to do the same again or better. And how do I do that?
My feedback for Shift Your Rifts, and I said this last year, and I said it the year before. You need to get shower blocks.
Okay.
Right? Not because...
Why is it always everyone getting naked and wet with you?
What is it? But it's not that. It's not that. It's the smell. on the
You can buy deodorant, you know that, Andy.
Sunday lunchtime. Don't tell me. I'm being honest with all of you lot listening. It's you lot.
Well, look, again, shower blocks, so we're limited on the water use. I mean, there is one turn. I mean, Banzai knows, if Banzai's still hanging around, he knows where the standpipe key for the water thing. And, again, if I get shower blocks in, they're not cheap. So I would have to, if we're going to add more things like that, and people want that, just get wet wipes. There you go. Steve knows.
Oh, wet wipe. I wet wipe.
Yeah. So we'll just get a jet wash. And people just want
You've got one. Jet wash and soap, £5. There you go.
There was a chap a couple of years ago, Jay Stevens. He used to come up and help us out and do stuff. And he come up with a brilliant idea of having like a misting machine thing that he built with like a hose pipe, and then it was so hot, and then people ran through it. It misted. That was a great idea. He did that. But again, that wasn't quite a clean thing. That was more of a cool you down sort of. Yeah, but that was good.
If Andy had his way, he'd just be mandatorily just literally hosing people down at the event. So
yeah. But no, the truth of it is, I mean, if I do the shower blocks and things like that, then I mean, I can do, but I would have to increase the fee, and of course, not everyone would use them. So you'd say, well, there's some people, they're paying more money, but they're not going to get the use. I don't know. It's trying to get a balance, I suppose, isn't it? But again, feedback. If people want them in volume, then I'll get them. I mean, it's just trying to work out where they'd go and how we'd link them up to the mains, and I don't really know what's involved there, if I'm being honest. So, but every day's a school day.
I can finish.
Right, let's run through some of the comments because we've got quite a few stacked up.
Quite a few.
Okay. Daniel Guest just very helpfully chucked in, "I'm feeling sexy today." Anyone else? Thanks, Dan.
Lovely. Yeah.
He usually watches in the bath, so yeah, there we go. Jack asks, what are you all most looking forward to at Shift Your Riffs this year?
Well, the smiles, people smiling. I know that sounds, you can't buy that. You can't buy that. When I walk around, and again, Andy knows me, I take great pleasure, and I don't mean in a weird way. I take great pleasure in watching people having fun. And I just think, wow, this is what it's about. And I honestly mean that. I just stand back and I just watch, and I just think, you know, and that's why a lot of people that know me when I'm at a game, I go, hello, buddy, you everything all right? You having a good time? And people go, yeah. I'm like, go away. You know, but because I care. I'm not asking it as a generic, I don't know what to say to people. I really do hope and want everyone just to have that great time. So that's really what I'm looking forward to, watching people having a good time. And I mean that.
I mean, I love just standing at the stall and just chatting to people. Like, yeah, it's so good to have people come up and go and be like interested, like haven't got a clue. They've never spoken to us. They've never seen the show. With the so some of the competitions that we run out on our stand, it brings people over. You can have a good chat, and like you said, just everyone having a good time. I don't actually think I've been out on the field for the last 3, so I don't know what the gameplay's like anymore.
I go out and literally by the time I've got up to like Echo Base, it's on the radio. Tony, can you come back to safe zone? You need to I go back, and then I go in there, and then I do that, and then I come back out again, and I get and it's go back in again. And so this year, I really do want to go around all the traders. Hazel's working on a map right now, which we're going to be emailing out to all the traders the beginning of May. And basically, for anyone that knows Redcon really well, the triangle area that we park on, we've got that many traders that whole triangle is traders. All of it. That's how big it's got. And on the opposite side as well, going all the way down to the roundabout. So it's really picked up. And I'm so pleased. I mean, and I hope everyone, all the traders have a great time because, you know, it should be busy. And it just gives more people more choice. So good thing.
So how many traders? Sorry, yeah.
How many traders? I think there's 4 spaces left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 26. And that's just official traders. And I know at least 2 big ones that haven't come back to me yet.
Okay, now I'm looking forward to shopping.
Big ones, and they're like, yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, all right, Sean. Yeah,
that was going to be my thing. You guys are all like really like, oh yeah, I want everyone to have a good time. You know, it just I like spending money and just like going. Don't get me wrong, I love chatting to people as well, but I like the little bargains and discounts and things that you can pick up and be like, oh look, that's cool.
There's people there, and I love this. They come and tell me. So if you do this year, they turn up with 1 gun, they sell it, they get money. Then with that money, they buy another gun. Then they sell that and make more money, and eventually they do this kind of thing where they've got start off with a gun with 30-40 quid and end up with an LMG worth 500. You know, that's I love all that. So they kind of double up their money. It's brilliant, and I like that a bit of trading.
We're going to be playing that sort of game this year as well. Sort of between us, we're going to try sort of trading up from, I don't know, we haven't picked like maybe like one of our patches or something like that, and seeing what's the biggest thing that we can get, and then basically just sort of giving that away. Well, a good laugh.
This year I'm going to ask a couple of my friends that I know are trading, because I'm basically doing all of my rental fleet. I'm swapping over, so I'm going to have about 30 odd guns going really good value for money, and then I've got a lot of kit. I mean, a lot of kit. So my son Stevie wouldn't be watching right now, but if Steve is watching. Is he? Is he on there? And there he is. Yeah,
white sphere as well.
Brilliant. But I'm going to ask Steve to come round to the house here and help his old dad go through it. I've got so much gear to get rid of. But yeah, that trophy that White Sphere Tactical were doing, that was absolutely phenomenal last year. That was brilliant. Again, and that's in the arena, which we're going to expand that as well. But again, if anyone remembers that was so much fun. Yeah, and that was brilliant. Again, and that sort of went in. I think they were still out there when it was almost getting dark. I mean, like they would just keep going.
Yeah, they were running behind, didn't they? And
yeah, but
there's like so many people went for it.
Again, we don't want to upset neighbours because there's people on the Honey Bottom Lane and people at White Cross at the top that sort of around the top of the land. We have to be mindful that these people live there. It's their homes, and we're obviously, making a little bit of noise there. So we have to make sure that we don't go into the night where we're causing any discomfort, should I say?
I mean, they did buy a house next to an RAF base.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of their own fault.
I don't think they thought it would be.
You can play, but you just have to run around going, meow.
No, I mean, we don't make as much noise as like the motocross guys or maybe other events that have been there. But I think being mindful and knowing that there's neighbours there and we're, trying to be respectful for that, it's a good thing. We shouldn't just because, just because we can make noise doesn't mean we should. There you go. So think of the neighbours.
Yeah.
I'm a
Drew says, if you want a contact that coordinates Thorpe Park Scare and has acts as a great look, just let me know.
Oh, there you go.
That's very interesting.
Drew has many fingers in many pies. Drew is a man that needs to know, that you need to know.
Okay. Give him my number.
Well, he most likely will be at Shift Your Riffs. I hope it is, because that's where I bumped into him last time. Stuart says, regarding comms, as you know, I'm down the road if you ever need me to pop up and check it out, so it's no problem.
Yes, if you could swing by there for me, Stuart. Take your Vandal beating stick with it. No, I'm joking. If you're local to there, mate, I'm due to pop up there, but it probably won't be till after Shift Your Riffs. And again, I'm going to be honest, where ComSite 3 is concerned, again, anyone that knows me well, the sheer volume of stress and upset I went through with HS2 over that site didn't do me any favors, and to see it vandalized and see it as it is now, it upsets me, if I'm being honest. And I know I don't own the land, I rent the land, but ComSite 3, that was tough. That was tough losing that. And again, that sort of took its toll, really. But we've kind of moved on a bit from that. But I'm looking forward to going back there. But I know when we do get back there, I'm going to be incredibly sad for the first few months while we're building it back. But it'll be amazing again, So, but yeah, Stuart, if you can pop in there, let me know.
You can put trenches in really quick. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, drainage couldn't be a problem if there's a.
We can sort that out.
Yeah, we can sort stuff
out. Mark says, we know the royal we with Redcon, but we love doing it.
Yeah.
Neil says, got my membership card today. Thank you to Tony Whitmarsh, Hazel Whitmarsh and family.
Yeah. Hello, Neil. Yeah, those membership cards. So, I'm going to redesign them soon, get some new ones. I need to change the printer over as well. That thing drives... I'm surprised my computer room isn't destroyed after the thing. It's just terrible, but it is years old now. But I'll be looking to get a new one. Again, the membership as well has grown incredibly popular over the past year and a half, really, and more so with Blackstone CQB. A lot of people are joining there. And again, you never know how it's going to turn out. Let's be really honest about it. Anyone in any business, you hope you're doing the right thing, and the money you're spending on is going to turn into something good that people enjoy. And we've been incredibly lucky so far. But of course, we never know who's going to book in and when. And of course, it's the people booking in that's keeping it running. So please do, because it's scary. It's really scary. But again, the White Sphere shop there, that's really good. I mean, they work so hard. I mean, hours and hours. And again, when it's a Redcon weekend, Jake and Steve and the crew there, I mean, he gets a lot of help as well, but mainly Jake's there late into the evening, loading up the van, getting it down there to Redcon and doing his thing there, then back again the next day. Then Monday, Tuesday is packing it all back into the shop. And I mean, it's incredibly, hard work and a lot of dedication.
I need to build them a little lift. I need to sort.
There needs to be a lift at Blackstone.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'd use it for me bad hip.
Yeah. I mean, we can just put a stainless stair lift.
Yeah. But no, again, anyone that knows, that the hard work behind it. People turn up and it's all there, isn't it? They walk in and go, oh, look, and then they do their thing and then go, which is what we all do anywhere else. But of course, when you see what goes on with just running the retail side of it, Jake, Steve, Costas helps a lot. A lot of the guys there, they're all working incredibly hard. It seems to be going okay for them as well. So again, support your local airsoft site and your local retailer because they need you.
Yeah,
it's true. All of us. Yeah.
On the subject of trenches, James says there's a fantastic trench system at Longmoor. It's hundreds of meters long. It's just unfortunate that the MOD don't have the documentation for maintenance.
Oh, that is a shame. Yeah. So I've been to Longmoor. I did when I used to do my battle reenactments years ago. We actually did quite large scenarios at Longmoor, but I remember there was.
I think the trenches is relatively new.
Right.
Start of a certain invasion.
There was definitely some foxholes, like dugouts, because I remember we did a battle there, which was looking across a bridge. I think. I mean, it was years ago now, and I'm old, so it must have been. But again, what an amazing place, Longmoor! Wow. And I think they used to run airsoft there, didn't they?
Yeah,
they still do.
Yeah, James
wow.
is one.
Yeah. Good site that. Yeah.
I'll just try and crack through these because they're going to keep popping up and we have to keep
coming up.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to do one sentence answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that.
Stephen says tonight, Tony's brief director's cut special extended edition.
Oh God, you don't want an extended edition, Jesus.
with the director's commentary underneath. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question back to everybody? Who is the briefing for? Is it for me or for them?
Yeah.
I know it.
It ain't for the marshal.
The problem is it only takes one idiot to lick a railway and then you have to have a sign to tell them not to lick a railway. That's the thing, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
The briefing is what it is. It's the best and worst. And I've played at sites where they just say, don't be a knob, let's play airsoft. And you go, okay. And you've got no idea what's where and what you do if there's a... And then, of course, and then you've got... I mean, I've heard there's places that do longer briefings than me. So... and my biggest, I think in the oldie days when I used to do my longer briefings, I was just trying to deliver as much information and I probably was exaggerating on things and trying to give examples just to make sure, again, I just want people to have a good time. So I've stopped doing that now. The last Redcon briefing I did, which was the Christmas game, and that was 23 minutes of just a briefing and then a few minutes to do the... So I'm very aware, and I've seen the patches that I survived Tony's brief, but I don't get any royalties on them, by the way. That's White Sphere sell them, and I don't get any...
Steve said he was going to have to get a new batch in.
So Tony's briefing's quicker. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't do it anymore now. I'm just the admin guy.
Yeah.
Rob Panel says, how long is Tony's brief going to be at Shift Your Riffs? I think maybe we'll have to have a little sheet outside. We can get people sign up.
I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be as quick as you guys make it. So what that means is if you read the rules and support me, I don't have to go through as much, do I? So that's why I'm spending all this money on getting loads of printing done. If I blow that whistle when everyone starts playing and they're not listening, they're breaking rules and that, then it's just going to cause problems. So support me, I support you. Short briefing, read the rules. Happy days.
Like the one.
Wallace Wales
answers.
I've heard mega things about Shift Your Riffs. I've booked on expecting big things.
Yes.
No pressure.
They just pound on the pressure there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Drew says Army catering / chef is the hardest military course in the world. No one has passed it.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Mark says the vehicles make a huge impact.
Yeah, they do. So yeah. So that's the biggest worry on anything we do there. The vehicles rolling around are amazing. But of course, that's the biggest danger to life now, very luckily, 99.9% of people listen to the briefing, and they know that when an engine is running, they stay 5 meters away from any vehicle. That is the rule. And it's it's the rule that keeps everyone safe, really. I'm going to say it. So far, we've been lucky that we've got the skilled professionalism of the drivers, and they are very, very switched on. Predetermined routes and things like that. So, I mean, there's a lot more behind the scenes that we do before, obviously, just letting them, out on the field. But the vehicles, you just can't beat that. The roar of those engines and just the look of them coming round. And again, having an ownership on it, you've got them on your team and you can command them if you like to go to different areas. Absolutely fantastic. So, and you can climb on board. You can get in them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it a Scorpion? Was it a Scorpion that you bought last year? Or was it?
It was
had a weird name, wasn't
it? It was a mixture. Yeah, I'll be honest.
It was the armored car with the auto turret on top.
Oh, that was no, that had a different Scarab.
Scarab, that was it. When
Scarab.
That comes around the corner,
yeah,
genuinely, you go, "Oh yeah, I'm dead. I'm
That's
literally dead right now."
Like
you go, "Yeah, it was a prototype. There's only like 3."
The chap that owns it, Andy, he's got those vehicles. Again, he's a lovely guy, but he leaves everything to the last minute. So I had no idea what vehicles were going to come up. And then apparently Saturday morning, a couple of trailers rolled in with loads of armoured vehicles all over the place. And I sighed a breath of relief for thinking, wow, they've turned up. But yeah. And again, a great supporter. He does the Firepower show in August. That's Andy Baker up in the rugby area. He's got a lot of military vehicles there. No, really nice guy, but just so difficult to communicate with. So difficult. But he's always supported Rift. He's been a good guy, and he's never let us down yet. Any more questions?
Yeah, they're still coming. Yeah. Hazel Mitch Smart. Hazel says Jamaican chicken Friday night for early bird Friday campers.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yes, please.
The chicken's no
for that.
Okay.
Chris Zulu, hail from Airsoft UK. Sorry I'm late. It was working late. Nice to have you in.
No problem.
Jack says, have we got the transport truck going round for us too lazy to walk?
Yes, we have. There's a picture of it on the flyer. Where is it? It's just
somewhere.
Where is it? I got the flyer here somewhere.
No pressure. I've made you big now. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There
we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Good old loopy.
There's the trophy. Look.
That's too small. It needs to be bigger this year.
I had 1,000 of these flyers printed, and I've still got about 550 in the van. I keep forgetting to give them out. It's fully booked now anyway. So, and again, can I just say a personal thank you to everyone that has made the effort to book in. Some people told me they were hitting F5, refreshing their page until it went. I mean, I love that because I've done that on things I want to book in for as well, like in computer games and. So I mean, it really humbles all of us, really. I mean, it's what we do, and we're blown away by it, really are.
Paulus Wales, 100% people running it and playing it make an event. I've been to some games at amazing sites that panned out badly due to poor organisation, and I've been to average sites that have been amazing.
Yeah,
Paul, you're not going to be disappointed, mate. It's going to be wicked.
That's weird.
Mark. No, it will be. It will be. Mark says, Tony, it'll be awesome as always. You make it a great event.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Paul as well, yeah.
Paul asked how many players are going to be at Shift Your Rifts this year.
Well, last year it averaged at about sort of 600 a day. So that's the sort of numbers that you're sitting there with all your dropouts and you do. Because what we think about 600 a day. That was last year's numbers, and it's the same this year. Unless more people drop out, but then there is a list of people that want to play. So, and I knew that would happen. My phone pretty much every day now. People go, "Oh, I've tried to book on, but I can't get on." And I'm like, "Well, it was open. We advertised it. I just hope people haven't made up bookings just to hold the space because you can. There's nothing stopping anyone doing that. But again, we always get at least 10% no show. So you're looking at least 70 people won't show up. At least, which is what it is. Life gets in the way, but all we're asking this year is if you can't make it, let us know, and then other people can jump on.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about money. And anyone that thinks it is from Rift, they're wrong. And you guys know that. And Andy, you know that because of the amount of money that's been spent on Blackstone CQB.
Yeah.
Because people are saying to me, you don't need to spend, you don't need to, but I want to do it. I want to make it as best as it can be. So I'm not chasing money. I want to pay my bills because if I don't pay my bills, I'm in big trouble. But other than that, I just want everyone to have a great time.
Yeah. Drew asks, is the £5 visitor still good for the day?
Yes, £5 visitor. That's so everyone puts a bit in, contributes because again they're using the toilets, they make Bill buying stuff and throwing rubbish in the bins, they're doing whatever. So anyone that's visiting is a £5. Yeah.
Which
So how
to
does
be
that
fair,
work?
for a day out,
No.
that's nothing
Yeah.
really, is it?
No.
So what does that give you? Because obviously we haven't talked about the visitor ticket per se.
So basically they've got access to all of the boot sale, all of the traders. They've got access to everything safe zone side, but they haven't got access to the game area to play, basically. And they can't put up a pitch. If they want a pitch to sell their stuff, then that's a tenner. So a visitor is just somebody. I mean, we've got people coming along with their loved ones, whether it be male or female. And obviously they say, well, can they spend the weekend with me? Well, they can, but we need them to contribute as well. Because again, they're using the toilets, using the rubbish. So it's just a little way of saying thank you, and they get a wristband as well, a little wristband to say who they are. And then we'll have people checking on the gates, so people with a visitor wristband won't be able to walk through to the game area because obviously, and we'll be tagging all weapons for chrono. So we got security guys on the gates, basically making sure that weapons are tagged and people are wearing the correct wristbands before they go through. And if the wristband's been tampered with in any way, where somebody's cut it off and given it to their friend and all that, messing them out, you'll be able to see that. And then again, there'll be questions asked, and then you come and see me.
Yeah.
And I'll talk you to death. Nobody wants that.
Steve says Whitesmith Tactical are ordering the trophy next week. How big of a trophy is too big?
No,
You can't have,
you can't have too big.
No.
As
long as they can pick it up.
Yeah, Tony size, Steve.
Yeah, thanks.
I meant mini Tony.
I love this. I dropped him. I can't believe I dropped him.
Oh no.
It was Alex's fault. He's stressing me out.
You'll have to get him insured. I have to put him on your contents like accidental cover and insurance.
Yeah.
Can you name any special items that you need particular care of? Yes, mini me.
I still think they got it right. Look at that. Look, there's too much frontage going on there. Too many burgers. But there you go.
Hazel says, yes, Steve, please come and sort Dad's gear out. Sell.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got
You're
a lot
losing stuff now.
a lot of stuff. Way too much. But again, I'm a bit of a collector as well. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. If you can buy it and you like it, buy it. Like it. Enjoy life. That's what it's about. That's what I tell the wife anyway.
Yeah.
The mini me is left to Andy in his will, apparently.
Oh God.
No, my daughters want mini me.
I mean, I could see there being a fight over the mini me.
Chris is obviously a little bit late to the party. When is ComSite 2 opening again, or has anybody already asked that?
We've asked it. We need to watch the
Redcon
show.
2, ComSite 3. Redcon 2, ComSite 3. ComSite 3, end of 2026, if we're lucky.
Just watch the beginning of the show, Chris, and don't be late again.
Ricky says, if you want, I can test your lift for safety.
He tested the spiral stairs. So,
Yeah.
Ricky, you'll be fine, Rick.
Drew says, you're now telling me I can't lick railways, for fuck's sake. Yep, sorry, mate. Rob says, really looking forward to Shift Your Rifts. Any suggestions for a first-time outdoor player?
Boots.
Bring number one, bring lots of cash. Because you'll need that for me. No, for an outdoor player, well, Rob kind of knows. I mean, Rob, bless him, he helped us at the battery, and he's been at Blackstone loads as well. So I know Rob. Hi, Rob. But for an outdoor,
Boots.
Realistically, if you want to stay out there for that 2 hours before and after lunch, you're going to need some form of rigging to put all the gear on. Make sure you're hydrated.
Sun cream.
Sturdy footwear. Sun cream.
A number of players that you see go to these events and then come back pink as a lobster the next day.
Yeah, I get the line around my neck here when I'm again, footwear. You know, you cannot underestimate your footwear. That's really important. Redcon 2 is amazing, but there is a lot of uneven ground, as there always will be in those sort of areas. Camouflage works if you want camo. I mean, everyone knows that anyway. But when you're moving around, people see you anyway. That's what I love about Redcon 2 as well, is the guys that wear all the ghillie stuff. I mean, they literally vanish.
Yeah,
they know what they're wearing. These guys are really switched on, clearly know what they're wearing, and they find the right areas and they just sort of just disappear. They're just brilliant. I mean, so again, using the terrain is always good, but where Rob's concerned, if you're just on the move around, just jump in a vehicle, get out somewhere, defend, attack, do what you need to do, have fun.
Deodorant. Deodorant.
Yeah. Hazel actually puts deodorant in the vending machines at Blackstone CQB. And that's another upgrade. So a good friend of mine, Adam, that's Adam Cox. He's got his own electrical firm, little plug for him there. Is it called Avant? Anyway, Adam, he's going to be looking at putting a really good airflow system at Blackstone, because we identify that fans are quite good, but obviously we need something a little bit more hardcore, especially before the summer kicks in. So that's another upgrade that we're going to be doing at Blackstone.
In the summer.
No, in the summer it'll be like we can't really open the windows. Can we? So again, it's just trying to chip away at all the things that need to be done. So much has been done and spent on that site, but there's so much more to do. So and again, it's people supporting it by playing it that will make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So please book in.
Neil says 600. Jesus, that is quality. It'll be my first time at Redcon.
Oh, nice. Brilliant! Yeah, the 600. That isn't 600 people in the game area.
No.
As soon as I've done my briefing, I'm like, right, guys, we're heading out for the first game. 50% of people in front of me go straight back into the safe zone.
Yeah,
literally, they're going for the traders. They don't want to miss out on the bargains. They're going back to get a cup of tea because they're there for the weekend. So there won't be 600 people in the game area. It never works that way. It's always, and I'm pleased for that, because it spreads, and then people go to the other activities, you see. So you're only getting sort of 200-300 people out there while everyone else is dotted around, and it just works. It just works.
I always find my throat is killing on Saturday evening. The amount of people that we speak to on during the Saturday.
Yeah,
I always find there's more people play on the Sunday, so they book for the weekend. Yeah, and Saturday's more of a chill shop, having mooch around, and then they might pop out for the games.
Well, more people
Sunday, more people play. I think
this is where the confusion is as well. More people have actually booked in for the whole weekend this year, and less just for the Saturday and just for the Sunday. So I've adjusted those numbers down, you see. So again, the balance is right, and that's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah. So do you want to talk us through some of the retailers you've got, Tony? I'm just conscious that Hazel has gone to the effort of writing you a very detailed list. You've kind of just briefly shown it at the screen.
Rewind, pause.
Do we just read them out? I mean, she's reading.
Go for it.
Yeah, so we got White Sphere Tactical.
Hey.
They've decided, they thought they might want to.
They might turn up.
Only Airsoft, Frontline Events, Viper, Airsoft Industries, Fujin Airsoft, Mission Tailors, SOCOM Tactical, Land Nav Challenge, Second Summit, South Coast Tactical, Surefire Outdoors, Flashbang Smoke, Call Sign Wheels. Love that guy. Krios, Big Steve Builds, Empire Airsoft, 2-4 Delta, Defiant Milsim, November Foxtrot. Who could they be?
Who are they? Ban them.
At the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
JBG.
Sorry, that was a little bit slower than what it hadn't quite loaded up. It took a sec.
JBG, Gibraltar Trading, Airsoft Wholesale Direct, and Delta Action Limited. Now, that is, I believe, the list of people that have confirmed, but I am still, if I'm not mistaken, there's quite a few that haven't replied. The 1st of May is the cutoff. If I haven't heard by the 1st of May, then they won't be going on this list. So,
if you're listening,
yeah, that's a big list. That's pretty much doubled on last year. That's a lot. And again, I'm so humbled by that. And I hope everyone just mixes together and just has a great time. Because again, I really want this for the trade as well. I won't go into all the details, but RIFT is definitely giving to the traders. There's nothing for RIFT on that. I've invited these people in, and I just hope they have a good time, So I'm
going to be so broke this year. There's at least 5 shops that
if anyone's listening, I because I'm old and obviously I used to paintball years ago. I used to have like a HPA set up on my paintball gun, and as soon as I picked up an airsoft gun, the fact that you could just put it on the table and when you walk away, it doesn't follow you across the room because it's connected. Right? But there is if I could have a HPA weapon, airsoft gun, MG42. So if anyone's got one of them they're selling, yes, please.
Yeah, I've got to admit.
Can you imagine that? HPA MG42.
MG42 with a Daytona system.
But I'd rather it be, rather than a hose, if it could be bottle fed, it like discreetly in the stock, so you don't even know it's HPA, but it just absolutely belts. Oh, that'd be awesome. And of course, frontline events, they're the guys to go to if you're doing any World War II, anything to do with World War II frontline events. That's the people you need to go with. And they've got a milsim at the Ridge, which is our first game at the Ridge. Yeah. Who's heard of the Ridge before? That's
Did you say frontline events? Are they
frontline events?
Yeah. No, are they on the Are they on the traders list?
Yes, they were you weren't listening. They were the 3rd one down, Mr. Andrew.
Mate, there were so many. It just
I do believe Andy. You pay more attention, don't you?
If anyone's interested, we actually had a chat with Frontline Events recently. Well, I say recently, it was episode 179. So please feel free to go back and you can go through our. Well, yeah, I mean, it feels recently. It feels like we haven't, But episode 179. If anyone's interested,
yeah. And also, Rob, if you're wondering about boots, we also have a boots episode.
Wow.
Yes. In fact, just go and have a scroll through. If you just search,
see something
if you're interested. Yeah.
Our bags episode's very popular, and so's our.
I don't know why.
Which is weird.
Yeah. I just wanted to just briefly, because somebody was talking about. I've lost the comment now, but someone was talking about a bingo card for your briefing, Tony. This is something that. I don't know, but this is something that we actually do have on our website that I can talk about rather than the things that we don't have, because that's all gravy. But if anyone is interested, on our Intel section of our website, which you can view here, so if you go up to the top of novemberfoxtrot.co.uk Intel section, and you can click in the downloads, we actually have the Milsim Lingo Bingo. And we have a variety of different cards that you can download. So if you do go to a Milsim and you find that you want to spice it up a little bit, if the airsoft isn't quite enough to get your juices flowing, then you can download these cards and you can play a bit of Milsim Lingo Bingo.
I mean, we might have one ready for Shifty Riffs for a Shifty Riff special.
Oh, will we?
Yeah, I can write it and you can put it on.
Okay.
The other thing I will say is we're handing out goodie bags to everyone that's booking in and obviously taking part. So if there's anyone out there that's got anything, even if they're really not coming to the event, but they just want to put their flyers in or anything, I mean, we're happy to do that. So just get in contact with me, Tony at riftairsoft.com. I mean, the goodie bags are pretty much limitless, really, in terms of flyers and any other bits you've got. So if there's anyone out there listening or knows of anyone that wants to promote what they do, but they can't make it to the event, we're more than happy to put your flyers and your bits in these goodie bags.
Not bloody foam planes. I'm not doing that again this year.
Foam what?
Planes. Foam planes.
Yes,
bloody Ian. Oh, mate, I ain't doing that this year.
That is. But no, so again, that's the other thing. We've got kind of a captive audience, but there's going to be a lot of people there being handed these goodie bags. So if you've got anything you want to put in there, let me know through email. I'll give you my address. Get them to us, and we'll do that. We'll share the love. Just
last
spread.
Year was really good.
Last
year's one, there was like flamingo buckins, there was patches, there was
all
this
sorts
is
of
what I mean.
codes.
This is what I mean. Like National Airsoft, I'm going to bring it up again. The National Airsoft Festival. When I first went, you got a proper goodie bag. There were little things in there. You got like a couple of sweets and bits like that. That is gone now. You don't get any of that. You're lucky to even get the freaking patch sometimes if you book on late because they've run out. And I don't want to just sound like I'm slating them because it is a good event and by all means go to it. But shift your riffs. If you can gauge by my intonation as to the level of which I am focusing my attention, Shift Your Riffs is a really good event.
Thank you.
There you go.
Put the pressure on again.
Yeah. Well, I might as well get it all in there because you're not going to be busy at this point.
I'm not knowing this. I'm going to give it a miss, I think.
Yeah, but just get Steve to run the weekend. Steve
needs to. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah,
hand over the reins a bit.
Yeah,
Steve can do it.
Yeah. Jack asks, will Shift Your Riffs be going Total War in the morning and afternoon or 50-minute games like normal weekend? If it's going to be Total War, I'm going to have to fill my bag with BBs and green gas.
Top tip: fill your bag with BBs and green gas. Yeah. There's no way that we can ferry in 300 or so people in and out every 50 minutes. So the Total War is just you coming in and out the game. Yeah, it's just going to be running out there. Again, look, we can't be people, and we have had when we've run our normal Total War events. So sometimes we get over 200 people at Redcon anyway, just on a standard skirmish. I think we had 278 one day. No word of a lie, 278 on a standard skirmish. So we do Total War, but if 50% of red team want to go back early for a cup of tea, blue team dominate, and it's really hard to get that balance. But it's kind of part of what it is, really. It's difficult to manage it in real time. We do our best. And then we also hold teams back. I remember doing it myself, saying, right, blues, reds are holding this area, you guys shuffle it. It's just trying to get the gameplay flowing, really. I personally love Total War. I think it's a good game mode. It gives people freedom. You're not under pressure then. Some people want to be out there for the 2 hours. They're really into it. Other people want to just get out there, have a game, go back for a brew, have a chat, and then get back out again. It's a win-win for me, really. I like that. But we'll leave it to the people to decide.
I don't think stop for lunch.
Well, it's not just a stop for lunch. What we do is, as you know, Andy, we reset the spawns. So you're not saying if you're blue team and you're up by the links one or you're on one end of the runway, by swapping it around, it gives you like a breath of fresh air for the next couple of hours because you're now fighting the other way around the land. You see, so that the lunch break really is a prop reset and a spawn swap. And also I get a lot of feedback from marshals. They tell me what's going right, what needs to be changed, what's damaged, what's gone wrong, and we gives us a little bit of time just to jig things and then get it back out again, and off we go. So
plus some people need to be told to stop sometimes, like just guys, go and have some water, chill out. That would be my little tip, actually. So if you are someone that wants to get food quickly, like you get a bit hungry, consider trying to gauge your timings and maybe don't leave it until the point where everyone clears out for lunch to then go out and start ordering food, because you want to get like a little bit of a little sneaky top tip, get a little bit ahead of the queue by leaving the game zone like 5 minutes before they call lunch, and then you can get to the
Hazel's also she's doing all the catering planning. She's doing, and basically you can get food from pretty much the moment you're there till the moment everyone's going there. So there's always going to be food available. So when we say lunchtime, it's almost really not a lunchtime, because it's just for us to be able to swap things around, get everyone off the field, make sure everything's okay on the field, refuel the vehicles because they need their lunch. Make sure if there's any maintenance needs doing on the vehicles or anything, just tweaking, and then reset. So it's really a reset rather than a lunch, because there is always food. You can go up for food at any time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken,
giving away the top tip there.
tea, coffee, tournaments. I'm sure I think we got an ice cream van there as well. I'm sure she did, if she's listening. Oh yeah, ice cream van attending. Yeah.
I noticed you didn't say anything about giving the marshals a break or anything. I did notice that.
Oh, no.
I'm just speaking up for the rest of them.
No. Marshals don't need a break. They're robots. They all look. I tell you what, we look. Everyone can criticise everybody, and anyone that's marshalled. So I'm sure there's people out there listening that know what goes on again behind the scenes. And it is without being rude, I don't like swearing, but it's a bloody hard job. It really is, and I don't think people realise how much the marshals, how much hard work and time, they put in. And it's a very early start in the morning. There's a lot of pressure going on. They're the ones out there if things aren't going right and there's people moaning at each other, they're right in the middle of it. And again, marshalling isn't for everybody. It's good fun when it's working right. But sadly, some people take it to a different level. And the marshals are the ones in the middle of that, and it's a tough job. It is a tough job, but it's enjoyable when it's going right. Kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I've lost quite a few good marshals over the years where they just said, I can't do it anymore. It's just, it's not, it just wears them down, because people moaning or things like that. You just think, what a shame, because it's just a game. But for the most part, it's a good game. So I've been told.
Recce starts at 7 a.m. Lunch ends at 3 p.m. Snacks still 5 p.m. Burgers from 5 till 9.
Right. So there you go. You can eat from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. Andy. You'll be well happy.
I'm going to be literally sat there at 5 p.m. harassing for my burger order. I'll be like, right, I'm getting it in now. I'll have 2.
I do like a burger. Is there any other questions come through? Or
I was just going to say, in terms of the advice on things to bring, cash for booking in Hazel asks is really helpful. Speeds up the process, and we get the whole money basically. So if anyone's not aware, if you ever pay with card and things like that, then quite often you get obviously a little bit of a deduction on card payments and things like that. So cash is always better from that perspective. Because it just means that everything that you pay gets into that.
Yeah, from a business point of view, card charges are, again, it's just another stealth cost. So you'll get £100 of card charges, but I'll only get £96.20 or something. And you think, that's not too much. But then when the days and the weeks and months roll on, you get hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of charge. You think it's just, and I could be putting that money back in to the site. So, but when I say to people, pay by cash, they go, yeah, dodgy.
Yeah,
dodgy. I'm not dodgy. I can do more with it. So, but again, it's
a whole rant. It's a whole rant subject that I can quite happily join you on, because cards have NFC readers, and I don't understand why you can't just tap your card onto your phone nowadays. You don't have to have it, and it just does it all for you. There's no reason that there has to be a card charge there.
No. But what I will say is one thing, this is quite an important one as well, is this is a message about Shift Your Rifts, something I'm not nervous about, but something I'll mention is everybody's welcome. Everybody is welcome. So make sure your valuables are locked in your car and you've got eyes on anything you're selling, and because people can come through that gate. Yes, they will be paying a £5 to visit, but we don't know who anyone is. If you're not booking in, we don't necessarily have your signature on a disclaimer, do we? Because you've not booked in. If you're a guest. So the security will be just taking names and registrations of cars that are coming in for security purposes. It is an MOD site, and there are replica firearms out there for sale. And of course, we will be enforcing make sure you've got valid defense. If you're going to be selling weapons to people, they have to have a valid defense, etc. But again, it's just, I'm not trying to scaremonger, but just make sure if you've got your cash, it's in your pocket, in something zipped up, you've got it, and all your valuables are locked away. just keep vigilant, because you don't know who else is there out there joining. And it is always a worry for me, because we don't normally have the gate open during the day. When we're in there playing, the gate is locked, and we're just us. But with this event, we've got security on the gate. That's fine, but extra vigilant is always good. And report anything you're not happy about to me, and I'll go and talk them to
I'd just throw a couple of Gurkhas out. Because they're based there, aren't they? Still at the moment.
Yeah, they are based there. Yeah.
So you just go, that's our security. I guarantee no one will still.
No, I mean, look, we've been doing this for a few years now, and we've not had any major issues. But I always say, because we haven't had major issues, it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's people out there that will try and exploit. But if we're vigilant on that and we'll work together and communicate, then anybody that is a wrong un, we'll have them out the door. And if it does kick off, I'll just ring the police, just get the police there straight away, because we're not going to have anyone trying to ruin the event or rob from people and that. But we can do as much as we can to keep our valuables safe, look after each other, keep eyes on, and it'll be good. But always a bit nervous, worried about other people coming in and, who aren't necessarily airsofters. Because we all trust airsofters. Do you know what, though? We still, to this day, we have people drop a pistol out in the land and somebody comes, I found this pistol. People are really honest, and I love that. That's what it should be, without any question. And they do it, and it makes me smile. Really good. So,
right, I'm going to probably call it, because conscious of the time. Neil, I think, sums it up. Can't wait to meet old friends and make some new ones at Shift Your Rifts.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's absolutely brilliant.
If you are attending, please feel free to come and say hello to us. We will have a presence on our stand the whole time, whether it's all of us all at the same time for the whole weekend, probably not. So different times of the day, you might bump into different ones of us. So if you want a photo with Andy, for example, we'll post a timetable of when Andy's going to be on the stand.
No, we won't. He says that we'll post a timetable. It'll just be turn up and get lucky of who you get.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do so on maybe on our email, nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. When I have the email sorted out, I will also reply to some people who have been emailing us. I haven't had a chance to get back to you yet, so apologies.
And then he locked us out.
Yeah, I'll also be reviewing our security protocols to make sure that I know the backup code in the next week as well, because at the moment I don't. It goes, just fill in your security pin. It's 12 or 25 digits long and looks like this. I don't know what that's meant to be. Oh well. Tony, we always kind of give our guests the opportunities for some closing words. I know that it's nothing new to you. So I'd like to invite you to provide us with some words of wisdom to close off the show.
Words of wisdom?
Well, you can any words you want, really.
Words, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had comments like "don't piss in the wind" and things like that.
Words of wisdom. I'd just say, where we are right now in good old England, I think everyone's in need of a good time, something to look forward to, As a business owner, I'm nervous. I don't know what's going on regarding where the future is. So things that make me happy, you can't buy. And as I said earlier, you can't buy smiling. You can't buy people coming together. You can't buy any of that. So my word of advice is, or my comment would be, look after you and yours, enjoy what you can, and come and see us at Shift Your Rifts. There you go.
Yeah,
how's that
definitely
sound?
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. And
Andy, is there anything missed off? We need to mention.
Yeah. Missed off? I don't know. I pay no attention to anything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you for joining us. We will be back next week. I don't actually know what we're doing next week, so we'll probably be talking about the Milsim scoring index, hopefully.
I think it's a Q&A.
Along with some other bits and pieces.
I think we've got a Q&A booked in.
We did one of those quite recently. I don't know. We'll come up with something for next week.
We'll think of something. It'll probably be Q&A because we can't think of anything.
Yeah. So in the meantime, Tony, thank you ever so much for coming on the show. Genuinely always a pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you guys there. I mean, sure, Andy will. Our paths will cross very soon, anyway.
Yes.
But again, a pleasure as always. I did say I wouldn't waffle too much. I hope I didn't.
No,
you were fine.
Genuine,
absolutely fine.
We can mute you if you waffle too much. We now have the power to do that. So you were fine.
Brilliant. Okay. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's even taken the time just to log in and say hi and just watch us chatting away. Again, it's great that everyone's just supporting what everyone's doing. And one other closing word is, as I say before, if you're not coming to RIFT, if you don't even play at RIFT or even go to White Sphere Shop or Blackstone, support your local airsoft site, support your local airsoft retailer, because airsoft needs you. And I mean that 100%. Just support it. And airsoft is always going to be awesome.
Definitely.
And vote trenches.
Yeah.
Right. On that note, say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Take care. Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Mark.
Sorry, what was that?
I said say goodbye, Mike, because you didn't even say goodbye.
Oh, bye.
Is that really 1 hour 36?
Yeah.
We're still going. Hang on. Right, let's finish the show. See you later.
Ciao, Bella.